Hey Patreon fam, so welcome to another episode of Pop Roast Extra. Me and Alex being totally uncensored. Thank you for joining me this morning.
I'm so happy to be here.
Great. So a few of y'all gave some questions. It was pretty light, so it's gonna be probably a light episode. I gave y'all a chance, so don't be saying like, "Oh, I tried to ask." I guess we could just get right into it because it's going to spur a lot of dialogue anyway. The first one comes from Falu, and thank you for phonetically pointing this out. Hey, y'all, what is your guys' favorite Pride memory? I'm going to the Latex Ball June 3rd. I was wondering if there's special New York City spots you went to. Love y'all.
My favorite Pride memory. I have a couple. Pride in New York is always so magical. I mean, the entire city comes out and celebrates. I remember one year it was so hot and steamy, and then it just rained, and we were all doing Rain on Me, except the song hadn't come out yet. That was beautiful. The year that marriage was legal, that was incredible. That was just a moment to be alive. I danced on tables that year. In a bar, I danced on tables.
Is that really out of the ordinary?
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not that out of the ordinary. I will celebrate thoroughly. But everybody else was dancing on tables too. So that was an awesome Pride. World Pride was crazy. Mm-hmm. That was a really fun Pride. All of my Prides in the city have been memorable and something I really look forward to and something I miss.
Yeah, I agree. It's New York summertime for one thing, and summertime in New York is just great. I mean, you don't have to wear that many clothes. The coats are like in the closet, the back of the closet at this point. I remember me and my group of friends, like we go like that Pride Sunday, we have brunch, and then we probably catch the parade, like the tail end of it. Also, that was the year I ran into you randomly on the street. Remember?
Yes.
And we have that picture. Let me show you the picture.
Oh God, that's true.
Let me see.
I remember because I was with Evan, and I think I had just come from dancing on the tables. Oh, that was quite a Pride.
It was. We went to this terrible restaurant, though. I forgot the name of it.
I don't think there's any good service on Pride or good food because everybody's at the parade.
Right. Anywhere was like bottomless. It just wasn't good.
How can you have bottomless when all the bottoms are at the parade? I guess it is bottomless. That's the problem.
Oh my God, here it is. Oh,
oh my goodness.
We were drunk.
Oh, we were drunk. I remember that shirt.
But yeah, when you're in the city, like, honestly, like you just go downtown. Gotta go downtown. I couldn't help it. Like just by the parade route, and you'll see a bunch of things. You can ask around. Like normally people don't really go to the like a specific club. It's just go to the West Village and just start there.
Yep, you just wander and you'll wander into something. There's street performances, so you never know who you'll see performing. We got to see Martha Walsh perform, like just because it's Pride, so you'll see some amazing people. They had Madonna at the pier one year.
Yes, I remember that. And you say you're going to the Latex Ball. I mean, that's fun. I remember way back in the day, I used to go to balls, and I actually participated in one. The category was face, of course. Look, just one time I get to have a pat on the back. Just one time. Just one. Thank you for your question, Falu. Finally got that right. Next one is from DAP2K88. What's going on, y'all? Would love to get your thoughts on Juanita Dixon getting fired from his coaching job this week. Well, we did mention it on Pop Roast, but hey, if you have something else to add to that, go.
I think that it's not only he couldn't protect his players, he was a bad coach. And so, like his wife, he's a failure.
It was the negligence of it all for me.
Oh, exactly. And you see, His wife also seems a little negligent. I mean, this is a couple that is equally yoked.
Yeah, I mean, he was negligent in all aspects in his home, marriage.
In his family, because all them kids use Chick-fil-A. What's stopping you from going into the kitchen and cooking a vegetable? It's that Lisa Barlow style of parenting. Her husband has rickets, so he should want better for his children too. I don't know how they're bringing back rickets, a word we haven't used since the 40s.
I mean, remember when he barged in the room and I think Rob was in bed? He was like, Robin, what's going on? Get up.
Well, why don't you get a maid since Rob's going through? Get a maid to cook for them kids. But that's right, you ain't gonna spend nothing. Oh, and here's some tea. So the ladies have to throw an event every season. And that was Rob's event. So that's why Rob throws these rinky-dink free-ass events, because she ain't gonna pay nothing.
It was just so sad looking. Like, she called herself trying not to invite Wendy, but she had these these rickety ass tables you see at the church gatherings. And
those were old family reunion tables.
They were, and he had a few of those like sad, what do you call it? Those aluminum pans.
Aluminum pans. That's just what it is. It's an aluminum pan. It was a family reunion setup. Now, if it was a family reunion, the food would have been good. But you know, this is Rob Cheap Dixon. So she ordered some budget catering, probably took the food from craft services. I could see her pulling that. I could see her not having anything out in Bravo, said, well, we can't have it look this sad. So we gonna go on and put in a little craft services for you. Make it look like you spent more than you did, because you know you got a proper Rob up, like you got a proper Juan up. So now, I mean, who's he going to coach? Because I wouldn't trust him around no little league basketball. And since you can't do pro, you can't do college, that would be next. But I suppose you could always, I don't know, be a gigolo. Maybe you could work out and get your bolo on, because people would want to see your penis. That's the last thing he has to offer. That is it, is what's betwixt his legs.
Look, OnlyFans. I wanted to go back to those aluminum pans. Like, I think Rob is just so cheap. And I think what was in it was maybe peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or sliced apples. Like, she probably just cut up some apples and just put it in an aluminum tray, or just baked beans. Just baked beans by itself right out the can.
I was going to say no brown sugar, no pineapple, no extra bacon. Just sad. Just the event was as naked as her marriages of love.
And Juan Dixon, like, I don't know who's going to hire him. Like, you have that scarlet letter on you now. No one's going to touch you.
And you can't coach.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, not only can you not play, you can't coach. And Rob's run off with all your money. I guess he just gonna live off her. She better bring it this season. She better find a way. He better go on OnlyFans, because that could keep them on for another 2 seasons where they might be able to retire. Rob's got 2 mouths to feed. She's got a plan for the future.
Jaretta L. Curtis says, hey, nephews, how are y'all doing? Since someone already said, is Juan coming? Of course not Dixon. I want a roast of Alexia, Larsa, and Marisol. They need it.
Okay. We're really talking about interchangeable heifers, because they are all the same goldfish who have all made the same mistakes. They have married wealthy men who have cocaine problems that gave them cocaine problems, popped out a few children, and then got left for dead. But you all have a few dollars. So what I need you to do is shut up and enjoy the dysmorphia that your faces have going on.
You remember when Julia told Alexia she looks like a barracuda?
A goldfish, barracuda, they all belong in the ocean. They all give me under the sea. Yeah, under the sea.
They did a side-by-side. I was like, Bravo is wrong for that. Well,
Barracuda, Grouper, or Array. We watch them on Miami.
I meant to say Peacock, but yeah, same difference. And let's not just forget Larsa, because she had a lot to say about Nicole. And she tried to minimize what Nicole does, an anesthesiologist. All you do is put people to sleep. I was like, are you dumb?
Yes, that shows exactly how dumb Larsa is. That shows her she does not respect any level of schooling, nor does she understand anything about the medical process or science. That is one of the most important jobs in the operating room. Your surgery can be super simple, but we got to wake your ass back up. We got to know how to put you to sleep, how to keep you there, and then how to pop your ass back up.
And someone who's like, been on the table multiple times should know that.
For real. I mean, one of the 7 wonders is resurgence. She's got the power of resurgence. She's performing a 7 wonder. What have you performed, Larsa?
Fellatio.
That is not a wonder. Black China can do that. That ain't a wonder.
Black China can do it in her sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Jaretta. Next up is Jermaine A. Calando. Read the big one and her husband from Escape. Now, I'm trying to think, the big one? Are you talking about Latasha? Don't do that. That's mean. Like, there's so many things.
We could just call her the thief.
Or the problem.
Both are correct. We ain't gonna make fun of her size, but we will make fun of the size of that theft, because I would be very upset about $30,000 that she then had to pay taxes on, so she really lost 40.
She would be served immediately.
And so would that husband.
Yes, they give a Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter vibe.
Because Latasha didn't think she could do any better, and she had that hateful mama gassing her up, putting her sister down for what? I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, we can't even go to colorism on this one. We just have to say the mama hateful. And I'm sorry, that's a hateful heifer that causes division within her family. And we have to go back to a Divas read. There is a special place in hell for a woman that does that. You see, Selena Johnson still holds true to this day.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw episode 3, but that scene between her mom and Tamika, it was very triggering. Like the way she was just talking to Tamika, and Tamika was just taking it. You can tell this emotional abuse has been happening all of her life.
And nobody's getting any actual healing. Why has Iyanla retired? Because we need Iyanla. We don't need Dr. Jeff, and we don't need, what was that other one, Dr. Sherry. We need somebody that's really going to get in here. That should be them. That should be the next series. Let's see them go through 8 weeks of healing with Iyanla.
Yeah.
Healing as groups and healing as families.
Which one is that therapist? Like, he looks like the animated tortoise with the glasses.
Dr. Jeff.
Okay, I was so sick of him. So sick.
He was
Nene.
He is very mealy-mouthed.
Yes. But the husband from Escape, like, he's made at least 2 references to What's Love Got to Do with it. I think in the second episode when he's whispering behind her like Ike was to Tina when she was on stage. And then in the 3rd episode, he called her anime when she was in the studio.
Yeah, they got some problems. Couples like that make me glad I'm single.
Yeah, there's something going on behind the scenes with that. It's easy to tell. Like, he just looks like the devil himself. Nary's 21. Hi, do you think Escape should get top billing over SWV? I need you to watch the 3rd episode because it has caused a ripple effect and division. Like, when I first saw, like, the show SWV.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I didn't see the 3rd episode, but it's been talked about so much. Like, I saw Don Juan said, well, Escape already has headline, so what's the big deal?
Look, what they keep referring to is in 2018, when the group was back together, everyone, like, it was so hard to even get all 4 of them in the same room. So there was anticipation there. Plus, on that Great Escape tour they keep referring to, Tamar was on that, ironically, as well as Monica. So you're using other people's fan bases to, like, fill seats. Now, I'm not going to knock Escape like that, but they've always been on tour with nostalgia acts. So it's not like, let's not pretend it's just Escape on tour selling tickets. Okay, it's not just them. With SWV, they've always been together, so it's not some big thing of them like going on tour. And also, Versus was 2021. And then they're on the same show together. They have equal visibility on Bravo now. So them entering the show, why wouldn't they just do a joint headline tour? Like, I was just so offended how Candy was devaluing SWV in her speak on it. Look, I'm pretty sure Escape was in the same boat as SWV at one point. Like, why can't you just uplift another Black girl group? Y'all are both legends. And at the end of the day, like, SWV has more hits than Escape, sold 30 million, up to 30 million records compared to Escape's like single digit. Um,
Not a single digit, child.
I mean,
Not a single digit.
7 million to 25 to 30 million. They're trying to make a big deal of co-headlining. In April, they're co-headlining with Tyrese. So I want her to break down the business acumen on that. So SWV doesn't deserve the co-headline with y'all, but Tyrese does. Make it make sense.
I mean, at this point, all these acts need to be grateful that they can book this stage they are speaking of to co or single or whatever headline. I would never care. As long as I'm there and the audience is happy and I get my cash, I'm fine. Y'all just want to squabble for squabbling's sake. I really hope that this is some shit from the show and not how you think. Because, well, then again, Candy, you think you better than everybody because you have more money and you didn't end up marrying T.I.
It's just greedy and divisive. And even if
that's Candy Burris.
Look, even if like they had to take a small little pay cut or something like that, what's wrong with like bringing another group up? Like, it's just capitalism to me.
I don't think it has anything to do with the pay at all. It's just where the name goes. I'm pretty sure they're all splitting the coin between the groups evenly.
No, they're not. Like, Escape is saying that their booking is like more than SWV's. And I'm just like, well, the majority of y'all tours was, with other nostalgia acts. So of course you're going to be filling seats. It's not just Escape. And now y'all are a trio. So you're trying to sell an incomplete product for top billing. We'll talk about this more on Pop Roast because it definitely like caused a ripple effect. But thank you, Naries21, for your question. We will dig a little deeper on this week's episode because I had a lot to say because SWV are my girls and ain't no way Escape is going to try to come for them. Like, I didn't want them to make this divisive and make us choose, but if I had to choose, it's not going to be Escape.
Well, I think I'd choose SWV too.
They have better hits. Like Escape, what is it? Every man was a one. Like Shanta Hughes. This question is for you both. If you could be in charge of one Housewives brand or franchise, which one would you choose and who would you hire or fire? Well, I know which one I want to do. I want to be in charge of Beverly Hills, of course, because I want to fire Crystal. I want to demote Dorit. I want to add Christine from Sunset, Selling Sunset, and I want to add Kimora to the cast.
I would start a Real Housewives. The Real Housewives of New Orleans. And it would be old Southern money, Black families, very Jack and Jill, debutante, still have to have the family home in good condition. Like, I want to see Southern estates, Robichaud homes. I'm talking rich. If you don't have a plane, get the fuck on.
You took it back with the Robichaud. Oh, we all know that name in New Orleans.
I need to see that kind of wealth. And then that way we can keep it petty and snarky. I want it to be about who's throwing the best parties. I want it to get back to light dynasty shade, not I'm trying to ruin your marriage.
Or your life.
Yeah. Maybe your outfit with a glass of wine.
Yeah, like, we didn't expect them to beat each other's asses, but like a little wine throw or like a grab or something like that, but not like, molly-whopping.
A wig tug. Remember Sheree's wig tug? It was graceful. It was
Right.
graceful. It wasn't like, when Toya and Mariah tried to whoop each other's ass.
Nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. So speaking of that, I read that on Twitter. They said Mariah whooped Toya's ass. Do you remember that? Like, was it?
I do. That was the first episode, and they both got some licks in. You really could call that for either or.
Because who the one swung the purse at her and actually landed?
I think that was Mariah. Toya might have gotten the first bop in, but then Mariah had that head real good.
Like, it would have been magical if they fell in the pool. I think they would have had to end the show.
It would have been perfect because honestly, if the wig had come off, she would have flown back into the water, and that would have been, you couldn't have planned it any better. Honestly, production should have said, nah, you gonna fall in this pool. Go on, loosen that glue, girl. We gonna shoot this right.
Did you see that though? Like, Mariah was trying to get her to the pool. And Toya, that strength, that adrenaline kicked in because she was like, you will not embarrass me.
She almost got princessed.
Yes. Oh, I got to go back and look at that one because she tried to get Ray J, and Ray J just literally just stepped to the side and she just like whoosh. And speaking of Married to Medicine, Herman Kraut asks, hello, Chris and Alex. What are your thoughts on Felon Parks joining Married to Medicine?
Watch your social security card. Well, unless you're, of course, Cecil, Kids Force, Whitmore, then I want you to leave yours out so she can run your pockets like you ran Simone's for $24,000. I think that we're going to see Phaedra in her Viper element. She's getting older and her children are too, so she's got to find a father for them. Well, a father that can afford them. Because, Apollo's there in, name only or sperm only, but he ain't paying for them kids' private school and he ain't got $4 on their college.
Well, then.
If I had 2 kids, I'd be hunting for a wealthy doctor in Atlanta, too.
I mean, Phaedra sure doesn't know how to pick them.
She does. I mean, she picks him to get on a show. She picks him to have a baby with. So now we're going to see her in her Black Widow era. Now, my question is, how long will this doctor live?
So before I get to what I think about Phaedra being on the show, I don't mind, what was her name? See, that's how much I remember her. Like the Indian woman.
Anila.
Like, I didn't really mind her leaving because she really was never a good fit, especially at the last season, because like you can't just accuse Toya, a Black woman, of like corroborating a robbery to your house. It's just the optics of that. And then that's when like she really lost the support of most of the group.
It smells racial, even if it's not. And they were all looking at her like, you should know better. You should utterly and completely know better. Like when Garcelle had to explain to Kyle the implications of me not paying as a Black woman versus a white woman not paying, it hits different. And Kyle felt that on social media real quick. They got her together too. So Anila, they just didn't care about you enough. They cared enough about Kyle to correct her. Anila, they were just like, get on.
And the people that was in her corner was Quad and Heavenly, and they kind of just left her out to dry. I mean, I would never trust Heavenly, ever.
They set her up. They set her up for the wig tug at that party.
They did set her up because it was like, oh, well, that was strange, wasn't it, Anila? Like, they did prop her up. I'm just thinking about that. Wow.
You never trust a Quad or a Hefferly, especially when they're working together, because they fall out too much. They truly hate each other, but they only get together for the mess of the show. And if you notice, Hefferly never really talk about Quad on that show. She got mad at a little Instagram comment. Meanwhile, Quad talking about how Contessa's husband is doing everything but whooping her ass and insinuated he might be on her show.
Perfect segue, because I was getting to Contessa and I was like, well, I kind of miss Contessa threatening to whoop Heavenly's ass, so I'm going to miss that. But otherwise, her storyline was like nothing. Like she was playing with her marriage for a plot line.
Well, that's what happens when when a bisexual marries a straight man and then wants to go full les. I think Contessa is ready to go full les, but she, doesn't want to break up her family because she knows her husband ain't shit and ain't gonna make the effort unless he living in the house. And even then, she can barely get him to do anything, but at least he say hi to the kids every day. And she'd rather them have that than no daddy at all. And she knows she may not be ready to give them a new mommy because she may want to hop around.
Now, I did see her in a green room or whatever, so maybe they're demoting her to like a friend of to the show. I definitely wouldn't mind that. But as far as Phaedra being added, I don't mind at all because I'm one of the few people that actually like Phaedra on TV. I know. Give me a second. She just brings a certain delusion to the cast, and I saw that they're already filming, but I'm wondering, where is Simone in all this? I haven't seen her yet, and I think it would be super messy if they brought I think Greg back, Quad's ex-husband, now that he's remarried, so a woman that actually will provide him a child and probably doesn't emasculate him on a daily basis.
That's supposed to happen. He's supposed to come on with his wife, who is one of Phaedra's friends.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, look.
That's who's supposed to be on. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, Simone is somewhere being cheap, but also being cunning. I think she's already figuring out who she's going to push off the show, because now that we've got all these new people on, they're going to try to get rid of some legacy people. So I think she's either going to try to get Jackie out to pasture or stomp one of these new heifers from really being a part of the cast, because she's going to keep her check, because the only thing that's important to Simone is her retirement.
I can definitely see that. And you bring up a really good point. Like, the dynamics have definitely shifted because last season it was Toya, Contessa, and Simone. So now it's just Toya and Simone together because Jackie, she kind of leaned over to the side of Heavenly, which I know still like burns Simone deep down.
That ruined their friendship.
Yeah, like it really would. It would ruin my friendship with somebody if like you my best friend and you fucking with a bitch I don't fuck with. Like that would really, it just shows me where your allegiance is. And yeah, it would fuck things up for me.
And that told my business.
Yes.
It's one thing if I don't like somebody, but if they told my business, oh no, no.
Telling your business to a bitch you don't like.
Mm.
Or complaining about you to a bitch you don't like.
Oh.
So Bry asks, in the pop roast from October 17th, 2022, when you guys were talking about Kathy Hilton's meltdown, you guys mentioned Alex going off due to racism and said you guys would talk about it on Pop Roast Extra. So what's the tea? I want a full binder. I believe we talked about this a lot. I think you're referring to the cab driver.
Yeah, we've done that. We talked about that already. Watch, just so you know it's October 17th, watch the Pop Roast Extra after that one, and we give you the full story.
Our last question is from A Burrows 21. Have you guys checked any new shows? If you're not watching already, check out Your Honor on Showtime. It's good and based in NOLA.
I may do that. I've got to catch up because Power has come back. I like it. It's not bad. They like me recapping it. I'll do it. I do it for them. And there's a lot of great Black talent on Power. It's not 50 Cent is just producing. He's not there. He's not on any of the current seasons. He's dead on the show. There's somebody playing a baby him, but the season that I'm watching right now is with Baby Bop. I mean, but this is the show that gave us Omari Hardwick's ass in all its glory.
Oh, I didn't see that episode.
Oh, there's many. If you want to see Omari, you need to watch Power. You'll see all of Omari.
I waited on him before at one of my jobs.
And he wasn't nice, was he?
No, he was cool. He was just very, straight man. The new show I'm watching, I just finished it. I mean, y'all heard me talk ad nauseum about it. Swarm, it's really good. It's 7 episodes.
Can I get your Amazon password to see that? Because I actually was going to say I wanted to check that out because Malia Obama is a writer on it.
Yeah, she co-wrote the 5th episode, and then Billie Eilish, she makes her acting debut on episode 4, and I was like, you know what? I may not like her music, but that girl is talented. Like, she knocked it out the park. I'm like, she's almost about to be an EGOT status with that role. But I will say, I'm warning you, the first episode is pretty dark, and then it gets comedic following that. It's basically like a Black female serial killer. Dominique, I actually met her as well as the showrunner at the premiere party. And had I seen like the entire show prior to meeting them, I would have been gushing. But I was just like, oh, hey, how are you? Like, or whatever. But Dominique really hit it out the park. And it's not a role that you see Black women play a lot. So it was basically like Charlize Theron and Monster. That's how dark it is. So I'm just warning you, the first episode, that's it. Like, you just got to get through that. It's a little dark. Like Chloe Bailey, she's getting back shots in the first 2 minutes. That's why everyone was making this big scene about it because, like, you know, Chloe Bailey, she's trying to be all sexual, but she is moaning to the heavens in the first 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll just keep it on mute for a minute.
But yeah, it's not my Amazon Prime account, but I will see if it's okay.
Okay, I'll find one.
I'm sure, look, all you got to do is just type in like, oh, can someone let me use their Prime password? I'm pretty sure like one of the 2,000 followers.
I'll ask on the Escape video. I'm about to catch up with them.
Look, and also I want to see Yellow Jackets. I've been hearing a lot about that show. So
I want to see that one too.
Yeah, but so far as scripted episodes, I'm just watching Abbott Elementary, something light and funny because it brings a smile to my face. Like anytime I'm in a bad mood, I'll watch Abbott Elementary because it'll definitely make me laugh.
Abbott is definitely becoming a fast favorite. I'm like, I need them to keep this show on for like as long as The Office was, maybe another 10 years.
Yeah, Quinta Bronson is eating good. She got that Issa Rae glow up.
Yes.
But yeah, y'all, that was our last question. Thank you for participating. Hopefully more of y'all participate in the next one. I'm pretty surprised that we only got like, 10 responses, but it's okay. We'll probably do it next month. Thank you, Alex, for joining me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I will see you for the next video. Bye.
All righty. Bye, y'all.